I'm your host for today's webinar. I'm joining from all the way from Bangalore, India.
अगले 30 सेकंड्स में आप बदल सकते हैं अपने लाइफ का ट्रैक एंड नेवर लुक बैक।
यार छोड़ो ये सारे हैक्स एंड सिंपली लर्न टू गेट अहेड। जैसे कि दानिश, a civil engineer turned data scientist who decided to simply learn. और कैसे हुआ ये पॉसिबल?
With a course from a premier university, मेरे करियर ने लिया एक नया डायरेक्शन।
True champion who upskilled to win big. How big?
A massive hike that transformed my life.
Danish changed gears pretty early in the race. But Prasan wanted to explore more to get ahead. इसीलिए उसने करा Simply Learn. From mechanical engineering to a data analyst and a podcaster in his free time. ऐसा career transformation कैसे bro?
Simply Learn के इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट से सीखा लाइव और खुद बन गया डेटा एक्सपर्ट।
इतना कुछ इतनी जल्दी डिफिकल्ट तो रहा होगा।
With a well-structured course, it felt like a piece of cake.
That is simply awesome. What's also awesome is that 9 साल के long career के बाद Nitin didn't choose a quick fix. He just added data science into the mix. Nitin, how did you change the game?
Worked on real industry problems to become the real deal.
A joint family, a regular job, responsibilities तो बहुत थी, but nothing could stop Nitin from getting ahead. What an all-rounder.
Day ho ya night, with flexible learning, you can always make it right.
Passion या situation चाहे जो भी हो, नितिन, दानिश और प्रसन्न की तरह you too will find your way to get ahead when you simply learn. क्योंकि आपके लिए shortcuts नहीं, simply learn है सही. Get ahead with Simply Learn.
Hello everyone, Rasha here, all the way from Bangalore, India. I am thrilled to be your host today. I can see a lot of introductions coming in on chat here. I can see Poonam has joined from Kanpur, Amrita has joined from Mumbai, Sandeep from Kolkata. I can see Manjunatha has joined from Bangalore. I can see Pauline has joined from Uganda. I can see Tanmay has joined from Lucknow. Thino Jini has joined from Sri Lanka. Naveed has joined from Pakistan. So welcome everyone. We'll be starting the session. Before we start, let's go through the ground rules quickly. So if you have a question for our speaker today, who's Shubham, who's joined us already for the session, you can put down your questions in the Q&A box. Also, the session is being recorded. So in case you want to go through the recording of the session again, you can expect a follow-up email with recording link, webinar certificate, and also the bonus offer for the program for attending this webinar, which we'll be revealing towards the end. And also to request a proof of attendance for this webinar, you can provide your name, full name in the post-webinar survey, which you'll be getting once the webinar ends. I can answer questions about the proof of attendance towards the end of the session. So in case you have any questions about that, we'll have time for that. So once again, welcome everyone. This webinar is powered by Simplilearn, world's #1 online bootcamp. We are very proud that we have been in the digital skills space for almost 13 years. And we have advanced over 5 lakh plus careers in over 150 plus countries. And we have 800 plus qualified trainers in categories like AI, machine learning, which we'll be covering today, data science, business analytics, cybersecurity, project management, digital marketing, and many more like that. So once again, welcome everyone for joining the session. and we'll be talking about you. Let's go to the agenda here, getting to know more about you, how we can help you out exactly when it comes to career in AI/ML, and we'll be covering popular AI tools and frameworks in 2024. We'll be talking about careers in AI and machine learning in 2024, and we're talking about what the program offers by IIT Kanpur, and also how this program gets you job ready, taking you through the enrollment steps of the program, and also there'll be special duration for the Q&A part. So we'll try to take as many questions as possible throughout the session. In case we're not able to answer your question throughout the session, we'll be answering those towards the end. So please don't worry, we'll address all of your queries. Just make sure that it's related to AI/ML, that's all. So before we start, I just have a quick poll for you here. As I said that we will be basically getting to know you a little better. So I have just launched this quick poll here where we basically you need to answer basically how many years of experience do you currently have. So there are 4 quick options here. You can choose the one which is the most relevant for you. And I'll just read out those options here. So how many years of experience do you currently have? Just to understand, folks who have joined come from different experiences usually. So just to understand that, so currently studying is the first option. Second option is 0 to 3 years. Third option is 3 to 5 years. And the last one is more than 5 years. So as I was speaking, I can see folks have already started sharing the responses in the poll. So I think we've gotten a really active audience here, active set of aspiring learners here for the AI/ML Industry Trends Masterclass today. So I'll just give 10 seconds for the poll here because I can see most of the folks have already shared the responses. For a few of the folks who are still sharing the responses in the poll, please take 10 more seconds. And I can see more introductions coming on the chat here. So that's great. I can see Aisha has joined from Ethiopia. Kelvin has joined from Ghana. And Data Tray has joined from Muscat, Oman. Please correct me if I pronounced your name wrong. So keep the introductions coming in. It's always good to network right in these events before we start. We would love to know you. Where are you joining us from, your name? Because sometimes we are not able to make it out from your email ID, if you understand. And I think most of the folks have already shared the responses for the poll here. So I'll just end this poll in 5 seconds more. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll and also share the results with you folks. So as we can see, I've shared the results of the poll here. So we had asked the audience that how many years of experience do you currently have? And we can see 42% of the folks who have joined us have more than 5 years of experience, and completely opposite to that, 40% of the folks are currently studying. And so that's great that we have gotten folks from almost every experience here, from no experience to basically more than 5 years of experience. And few of the folks have already shared responses for 0 to 3 years of experience and 3 to 5 years of experience. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Moving on. We already have a speaker here with us, Shubham Pandey. Shubham, first of all, would like to welcome you to the session. And basically would like to thank you for taking the time out and taking us through this interesting industry masterclass, which we'll be covering in the next upcoming slides. So would love to know your introduction for the crowd here.
Thank you so much, Rasha, for setting up the context. And it's always my pleasure to interact with the AI enthusiasts, those who want to learn AI and want to make their career in AI. So I carry close to 15 years of experience in AI, in data science. My role in the corporate has been into strategy consulting. But apart from my work, I have always been in touch with academics. I've been training corporates. I've been training individuals because teaching is my passion. So I have trained many Fortune 500 companies. And lately, we got associated with BCG Singapore as well. So it has been a great association with Simplilearn. It has been more than 8 years with Simplilearn.
Thank you so much for your introduction. And we are very glad to have you here, Shubham, once again. So I think let's start with the session. As we can see, there's a lot of folks who basically are excited about the session. So let's talk about the popular AI tools and frameworks, in 2024, exploring the cutting edge technology shaping AI/ML in the coming year. So let's start with the first slide here, TensorFlow and PyTorch.
Sure. So For deep learning, these two frameworks are used, and it's not about 2024. They are in the market and people have been using it since long, but they are evolving big time. They are keeping their pace up to the requirement of the industry. Let me talk about TensorFlow. I'll also talk about Keras, which is built on top of TensorFlow and PyTorch. So TensorFlow, I believe, is the most popular and most robust deep learning framework. And these two, TensorFlow and Keras, are pivotal tools in the realm of AI and deep learning. TensorFlow is developed by Google. It is also an open source framework. It is highly flexible, scalable. It allows developers to construct intricate machine learning models, offering extensive support for both research and production. Keras is high level. High level, when I say, I mean, it is built on top of TensorFlow. So it's a high level neural network API that runs seamlessly on top of TensorFlow, making it more user friendly. So you have to write lesser number of codes. You have to write little program, and it works amazingly well. Keras simplifies the process of building neural networks, enabling rapid prototyping and experimentation. Together, these two, TensorFlow and Keras, provide a very potent ecosystem for developing and deploying a wide range of AI applications, from image and speech recognition to natural language processing, and a lot more than that. PyTorch, at the same time, has picked up very well recently. Otherwise, it was TensorFlow all the way. It is widely used open source deep learning framework, and it is developed by Facebook's AI research lab, FAIR, basically. PyTorch has gained popularity among researchers and developers for its user friendliness, its Pythonic ways of working. It also has extensive community support. It empowers users to build and train complex neural networks with utmost ease. It offers an intuitive way to express models. And you know what? I really like its dynamic graph features, which allows for dynamic computation, making it very suitable for tasks that involve varying input sizes or having very dynamic nature, dynamic structures. Apart from that, PyTorch offers excellent support for GPU acceleration as well, enhancing the efficiency of deep learning model training, because efficiency is a very important aspect. We always have a trade-off between efficiency and accuracy. So PyTorch has the capabilities which make it a top choice for various AI applications, including computer vision, NLP, reinforcement learning, and so on and so forth. Can we move to the next, please? Yeah. Now, you have built your model on PyTorch, and there are a few things better in TensorFlow. Maybe you also have Keras, and some part of it is on Keras. So how you can change from one to another? Okay. So interoperability is very important aspect. And here comes this ONNX, Open Neural Network Exchange. It's a kind of game changer for AI model portability. It fosters interoperability between diverse deep learning frameworks. I talked about that. So that way, it gives you big flexibility. So your friend has built some model in PyTorch, and you have done that in TensorFlow and Keras, and you want to connect everything seamlessly, it is no more a challenge. That is very easy now. Please, next slide. Yeah, transformers, and they are also evolving big way, keeping up to the pace of the challenges coming up in NLP. In fact, everybody is moving towards transformer models. So Hugging Face's Transformers library is a kind of go-to choice for NLP tasks. Instead of going for traditional modeling, instead of going for traditional models like logistic regression or support vector machine, or for that matter, naive Bayes, people prefer always transformer models for NLP. Okay, so it provides a wide range of pre-trained model for tasks such as text classification. In text data, sentiment analysis is very critical, that we can do very easily with the help of transformers. Translation, all these things are very easy to work with when we have transformer models. So yeah, I agree that transformers have actually revolutionized NLP. Absolutely. Next slide, please. Now, going forward, you all are aware how generative AI is impacting, how people who don't have programming background, people who don't have a statistical background, they also want to try their hands on modeling. They also want to build their models. Model building is a very complex exercise where you go collect the data, then you perform data manipulation, transform the data, basically data pre-processing steps, then you build the model. Then after building the model, you have a lot of other analysis, then deployment, many steps you have. AutoML has transformed that big time. So even for those people who are not technically very well versed, AutoML has given way to build model. Okay, so they are able to build model with the help of AutoML tools like Google AutoML, Microsoft Azure AutoML. So it has actually, in real sense, democratized the machine learning. Machine learning for all. I'm sure you all must have been using ChatGPT. So GPT models like GPT-3 are leading the way in enhancing language experiences. GPT-4 on the horizon. Ethics and fairness in AI are paramount for sure. And as AI is moving into all the forays you can think about, AI ethics becomes even more important to take care of. So we have tools which take care of this aspect as well. Now, quantum computing, along with machine learning, that makes it even more interesting. So we have frameworks like Qiskit, Sirac. They are actually very promising, where these two fields come together to solve real complex problems. Next slide, please.
So yeah, thank you so much, Shubham, for taking us through the tools and frameworks here. Now we'll be talking about careers in AI ML in 2024. Also, just to let you know that we have already started getting some interesting questions in the Q&A box here, folks. So please do put down your questions in the Q&A box. I think Rupesh has also asked for interesting questions, so please go and put down in the Q&A box. You can just find it just beside the chat box. It's very easy to navigate, and we'll be addressing them pretty soon. So let's talk about EML careers in 2024 here. So.
Sure, Asha. So in 2024 and beyond, since the requirements are changing because of emergence of generative AI, because of evolution of AI as a whole, the jobs are also changing. If you look at data science and data engineers, 5 years back, there was big difference between the roles. Now that role is, both the roles are changing, and it is very difficult to find out a demarcation line between the two. So you are required to understand the database part as well as a data scientist. And for a data engineer, it is important to know the modeling part as well very well. So there is a change, and the focus is more towards the logical aspect, because we are moving towards an era where we may not have to write programs, where the syntax will be written by the tools only. We only will be focusing on the logical part. So it is important now that our foundation is strong. It should not only be about knowing the right libraries and functions and somehow run the code. It is more about knowing the fundamentals. So that will be very important here. So in machine learning, we have jobs, we have roles into machine learning engineer, data engineer. In AI, we have AI architect, AI developer. In data science, we have senior data scientist roles. So I think this discussion should have given you an idea about the new roles and what you should expect, and what your recruiters, the employers, are expecting out of you.
Thank you so much, Shubham, for taking us through the hottest EML jobs in 2024. We are getting few questions, about the career paths here. We'll be taking those in some time. Let's talk about the hottest skills in the AI/ML space, which will be upcoming in 2024.
Sure. Let me walk you all through this slide. Gone were the days when a data scientist or the data engineer has to focus only on the tabular data. Data may come in any format. Data may come in the form of a picture, in the form of a video or audio. Okay. So data may come in any format, and data engineer or data scientist should be able to work with that data. Not only work with that data, but to be able to, they should be able to extract the hidden insights out of that. Okay. So computer vision handles image processing. It handles video processing. And here deep learning comes pretty handy. It is not traditional computer vision. Computer vision using convolution neural network, computer vision using generative AI. Okay, so this is a very hot skill, and people are looking forward to hire in this domain. Time series analysis, it has always been a very hot skill. Forecasting, basically. Time series analysis helps you to forecast for the future. Forecasting helps to do the planning. Forecasting helps to set the targets for the salespeople. It is very useful. Transfer learning basically is used, especially in deep learning. You don't have to create the model from scratch. Building a model is not very easy. It is time consuming. It is very costly. So if you already have pre-trained models, how you can leverage pre-trained models to solve any problem? That is all about transfer learning. Bayesian statistics, Bayesian methods have always been very effective to solve different problems. Generative AI. I talked about generative AI multiple times even before this slide. Generative AI, if you know, you are kind of very important resource for the company. People are actually searching for those people who are good at generative AI. Neural architecture search, big data technologies like Hadoop and Spark, cloud computing, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, distributed computing, because we need to deal with enormous amount of data, big data. Computation becomes very challenging. So distributed computing comes into picture here, which increases the efficiency. Edge AI, natural language generation, AI-driven cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is of paramount importance for different companies. AI optimized hardware. The hardwares which can help you to increase the efficiency of your program when you're dealing with huge amount of data. You're dealing with millions and billions of images. How will you process that? With the help of GPUs, with the help of TPUs. Okay, so these are the hottest skills in the AI and ML space. Thanks, Harsha.
Thank you so much, Shubham, for taking us through the hottest skills in the AML space in 2024. So we have basically talked about the skills. We have talked about basically the career paths you can take up in 2024. And we have even talked about the popular tools and AI frameworks, which you can choose from in the upcoming year if you're aspiring to become an AI/ML expert. And take up a career in AI/ML. So we want to understand what is the biggest challenge here you're facing when it comes to becoming an AI/ML expert or taking up a career in AI/ML. So I've just launched a poll, basically where this is a multiple choice question poll, so you can choose multiple options. So we would love to know what exactly is stopping you from becoming an AI/ML expert. So you can see 4 quick options here. I'll just read out those options for you. The first one, I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. A second one, I don't have the practical exposure I need to become job ready. Third one, I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. And the last one, my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. So as we know that we've gotten a lot of experienced folks here. So I think that option definitely makes sense. But as I was speaking, I think almost half of the folks have already shared their responses. So that's great. As I mentioned earlier, we've gotten an active set of audience and aspiring learners here. So thank you so much for that. But for other folks, like for the folks who are still basically going and basically choosing their options there, please do let us know on this poll, basically what exactly is stopping you. What is the biggest challenge here we would like to understand before we move forward? In case this poll does not cover your concern, you can let us know on the chat here as well. So feel free to do that, or in the Q&A box, your concern here. And also, we actually have already started getting a lot of interesting questions in the Q&A box. So thank you so much for actively participating and sending your queries here. So basically, your curiosity fuels the heart of our discussion, and we are eager to address your queries here. We'll be doing that in some time. Hussein says poll is not coming. You can see the poll on basically it should be a pop-up poll pop-up on your screen, and please check it out. In case not, you can let us know on the chat here. You can see on the slide, if your biggest concern with us. So I think most of the folks have already shared their responses for the poll here. So let me quickly end the poll in 5 seconds. A few of the folks, please quickly go and share us basically your biggest challenge when it comes to becoming an AI/ML expert in the year 2024. So I'll just give 5 seconds more. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll and also share the results with you folks. So as we can see that we have gotten the highest amount of votes, 53% votes, that I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. And we have gotten 42% of the votes for my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. And 30% of the folks for votes for I wouldn't get the practical exposure, I need to become job ready. And we have gotten few of the votes for I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. So thank you so much for sharing the biggest concern here with us when it comes to taking up a career in AI/ML. Now let's moving on to the program part here. So the professional certificate course in AI machine learning program by IIT Kanpur here comes with a comprehensive industry aligned learning path. You get hands-on to integrated hands-on labs and projects for practical experience, which we'll be talking about in much more detail in the upcoming slides. And also online virtual classrooms with live peer and instructor interaction. And also this program will be flexible to fit your schedule in case you're a working professional. Though I think someone asked about the program duration part here. So the program duration for this program is 11 months, and you can just complete it by giving 10 to 15 hours per week. So, and moving on, and at the end of it all, you will be getting a program completion certificate from IIT Kanpur here. And also you get exposure to latest trends like generative AI, prompt engineering, ChatGPT, and all, which we actually talked about, being one of the hottest basically skills and trends in the upcoming year. This program covers that, and hands-on projects in integrated labs, including a capstone one, which we'll be talking of much more in detail in the upcoming slides. What capstone project, what are the hands-on projects you get to cover, and why exactly they are important. If you come from a completely different background or a non-AI/ML background, we're talking more about that. And also the master classes you get access to are delivered by distinguished IIT Kanpur faculty here. The certificate from the basically E&ICT Academy IIT Kanpur, you can see on the screen here. This is the certificate you'll be getting for completing this professional certificate course in AI and machine learning. Let's talk about the IIT Kanpur advantage here. So the Indian Institute of Technology Kanpur was established in 1959 and is a leading educational institution with an international reputation we are aware of. IIT Kanpur is home to India's national blockchain project and the Interdisciplinary Center for Cybersecurity and Cyber Defense of Critical Infrastructure. So having a IIT Kanpur on your CV basically completely enhances your portfolio after you're done with the program. And also it basically is a prestigious accomplishment as well to have IIT Kanpur on your resume. Also, I think someone asked what are the eligibility and prerequisites about the program. So let me just quickly take you through the eligibility and prerequisites here. So prior knowledge or experience in programming and mathematics will definitely help you, basically if you're planning to join the program. Also, a bachelor's degree with an average of 50% or higher marks is preferred in the program. And also 2+ years of formal work experience is preferred. So it is not compulsory, but it is preferred if you're taking up this program. So Shubham, I just have a question for you. I'm pretty sure folks who have joined here have a question that it says that prior knowledge or experience in programming and mathematics. So what amount of knowledge are we expecting folks to have? And obviously in the program also, they will be taking us through the basically programming and mathematics basics. They'll be covering that as well, right? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So this is a very important question. If you have any programming background, that will definitely help. If you have mathematical background, that will definitely help. But I've been teaching since a long time. What I think is learners should have proclivity to learn mathematics. Proclivity towards mathematics is important. I mean, a learner should not be very good at mathematics, but the learner should be able to learn mathematics. Mathematics, he or she should find interesting. That is the first thing. Second thing, for programming part, since we'll be using Python here, which is a high level language. Even if you have not learned any language in the past, you will be able to do very well here, because we start from scratch. We don't assume that you have any programming background. In fact, the first course is Programming Foundation, where we start really from scratch. So even if you don't have any background, you will be able to pick up. Having said all of that, you should be ready to learn. That is the most important part. You should have high appetite to learn. And if you have high appetite to learn, you will be able to do very well in this field. So having a logical bent of mind is enough.
Thank you so much for answering that, Shubham. I think that makes sense. I think being curious is the solution here when it comes to programming and mathematics. So moving on, how this program basically prepares you. So let's take us through the steps.
Sure. So I find this very structured. It starts from mathematics and statistics essential. This is the first course you start from. So even if you don't have any mathematical background, I used the term proclivity, inclination, natural inclination towards mathematics. If you're somebody who wants to learn mathematics, you'll be able to learn here whatever is required for the course at the very outset. And then the next course is programming refresher, foundation of Python programming. Over there, we start with the very basics of Python programming, and then you move to applied data science with Python. So in applied data science with Python, you will be learning data manipulation, data wrangling part, data pre-processing before going for the model building, before using any advanced algorithm, what all you do with the data, that is data pre-processing. That all you will be learning in this course. That these all things you'll be learning with the help of Python, and then you will go to machine learning course. In machine learning, you will be learning supervised learning, unsupervised learning, recommendation engines, time series analysis, etc. And afterwards, you will be getting into deep learning with Keras and TensorFlow. I talked a lot around Keras and TensorFlow, so I think now you have an idea about that. Then comes the essentials of generative AI. So this course starts from very basics and then covers here very contemporary subjects, which are actually required in the industry nowadays, which are in high demand in the industry. So essentials of generative AI, prompt engineering, ChatGPT, and finally we have got Capstone. Capstone we'll talk about in detail in the next slides. Apart from that, I also want to talk about these amazing electives. You can see here reinforcement learning, advanced deep learning and computer vision. It's a very interesting course. Same goes with natural language processing and speech recognition. And then finally, you also have here academic and industry master classes.
Thank you so much, Shubham, for taking us through the steps here. Also, the electives, I think Shubham has already mentioned. So they come as a part of the program. They are optional. We don't charge anything extra for this. So it is up to you if you want to take up this awesome electives here of the program. So moving on, we basically have been getting a lot of questions about the tools, the libraries, and the platforms. I think we covered a lot of these, trending tools in 2024. So maybe can you take us through these tools? But I think we see a lot of questions from folks who are coming from a completely different background here. So what would you suggest, for how can they get started in this field? What tools, they should take up before, basically moving towards the program? What are the tools they should consider?
Sure. So you'll see most of these tools are used within Python. So the first step would be to learn Python, master Python. So for that, the first course is Programming Foundation. So that Programming Foundation course will prepare you with this skill, with this tool Python. Once you have very good knowledge of Python, you will be able to move further. For example, pandas you can learn. Pandas library is there in Python, which is a kind of one-stop shop, one-stop library. You don't have to go for anything else. For data manipulation, to deal with tabular data, you can use pandas. Then you have NLTK here, Natural Language Toolkit. which helps you to perform all the text mining. TensorFlow I talked about. For deep learning, TensorFlow, Keras, PyTorch. Then I can also see here Matplotlib. Matplotlib helps in data visualization. ChatGPT, you all know I don't have to talk much about that. OpenCV again for image processing. sklearn is a kind of, again, one-stop shop. You have many other libraries as well for model building, but sklearn gives you a lot many functions to work with many statistical models, different types of statistical models. Flask you have. Django helps you to create a good UI UX environment. Yeah. So that's how you can go about. So start with Python and then you can build castles on top of that.
Thank you so much, Shubham, for taking us to these in-demand tools, libraries, and platforms. We are getting a lot of questions and we'll be addressing those pretty soon. Please do let us know if you have any queries. You can let us know in the Q&A box. Moving on, as we mentioned earlier, that you get to work on in multiple hands-on projects with real business implications here in this program. You can see like retail, production, BFSI, many more like that we cover in this program. And also capstone projects which you can basically work on to showcase to your future employees here. What exactly are capstone projects? Capstone project mimic real life business scenarios for true experience you can showcase in your portfolio. You get to basically choose one out of several based on their preference. Like I'm pretty sure the audience here has a question here. How does having like a capstone project and also these industry aligned projects, with from this program in your portfolio once you're done with the program, how does it help for someone who does not have any experience in AML, is not a coder, and is not that proficient in mathematics and programming before joining the program, does not have any experience? How does having these projects help in basically when they're trying to get out there to and land their dream job in 2024? How does it help? Can you tell us a little bit about that, Shubham?
Sure. So if you look at this AI course, there are three aspects. Tools, where we are learning Python, where we are learning deep learning frameworks, we are learning different libraries, sklearn, NLTK, etc., etc. So that is the tool part. Then we have the other pillar as techniques, where we learn different mathematical techniques, statistical techniques, right? Then the third part is domain knowledge. Domain knowledge is about the knowledge of the industry, knowledge of the problem you're solving. So ultimately, tools and techniques you're going to use to solve problems. Okay, problems of different domains. So we need to marry the three. So it's not about learning Python. It's not about learning some statistics. It's about using statistics as well as Python, statistics as well as tools to solve problems. How you develop problem solving skills. Capstone projects help you with that. And once you complete capstone project, you are able to demonstrate people that yes, you have problem solving abilities using tools and techniques. So capstone projects actually prepare you completely. They make you industry ready. Here in capstone project, you start the project from the beginning. You don't work on cooked up data. You start from the raw data. You perform all the data manipulation steps from the beginning. Then you build your model. So end to end, you work in the project. This gives you the opportunity to work in close to real life scenarios. And capstone projects are actually complex. The complexity level of capstone project is very high. So you get an experience of real work here that you can mention on your CV as well, on your resume as well. That will help you in your career.
That sounds pretty interesting, and the projects can add to your portfolio in the coming year 2024 in AIML. Now, basically, we have a Simplilearn community which actually supports you. The learner get access to instructors, cohort manager, program manager, learning teams and peers and curriculum and resources. We'll be talking more about that. So the LMS learning environment for the professional certificate course in AI/ML by IIT Kanpur. Shubham, can you take us through the LMS here quickly? Also, I think I have basically sent you like few questions here from the Q&A box because we have gotten plenty of questions. I think it will be very hard to find the questions here. So I'm just sending you the questions here. So folks, don't worry. We'll be addressing your queries one by one now moving forward. And Shubham will be taking you through the LMS, the learning environment of the program here, just to give you a much more in-depth, view of the program here, what exactly happens. So over to you, Shubham. Meanwhile, Shubham is preparing to share his screen. I think Wasim has asked a question, can I get the slides through my email? So Wasim, we don't share the slides, but we actually do something much better. We actually share the recording of the session itself. So not only the slides, but actually you can go through the recording of the session once again. So you can expect that for not only for Wasim, for everyone who's attending with over mail. Once the session is done, you can basically get the recording of the session in case you want to go through it again. That includes the slide of the session, like you can view that very easily.
So
Okay, yeah.
Then.
Sure. Please go ahead, Shubham. So here in the learning environment, we'll be covering, what exactly happens in the program, what exactly happens when you basically take up the program. So Shubham will be taking you through that.
Sure, Rasha. Are you able to see my screen?
Folks, please do let us know on chat here. Are you able to see the screen, which our speaker Shubham have shared?
Great.
Awesome.
So this is Simplilearn LMS. I really like Simplilearn LMS. It is very useful for the learners and as well as for the trainers. So Simplilearn LMS is a kind of one-stop place, one-stop shop for all your learning needs. So this is your LMS. What I'll do, I'll go to the program here. I have a lot many courses I teach. So your course is this one. I'll go to this program. So you can see here, all your courses are aligned here of this cohort. So for this track, all the courses are aligned here: course 1, course 2, course 3, course 4, course 5, 6, 7, 8. Last one is capstone, and the first one is induction. Then we've got maths and statistics essential, then programming refresher, then applied data science with Python, machine learning, deep learning, essentials of generative AI, and then finally capstone. Okay, so if I click on any of these programs, suppose I click here on machine learning, regular updates keep coming, but right now I'll resume learning. So you can see here, you've got some self-learning videos here. For each chapter, you've got self-learning videos. So before you come to the class, you can prep yourself. You can prepare yourself by going through these self-paced videos, these recorded videos. Then you've got live classes here. Okay, I don't have here because it's a faculty portal. So you can join your classes through this LMS from here, and you can download the recordings, etc. All the assessments you have here. Okay, all the course content you will get here, the slides, the codes, projects. Okay, then you've got practice lab here. So for running Python scripts, we use Jupyter Notebook as integrated development environment. So we can launch lab and work with the lab. It's a cloud-based lab, which gives you the experience of working in real life scenarios, because Mostly you'll be working on cloud-based tool in your organizations, in any AI team. So this gives you a very good experience. For deep learning courses, we have AWS, so that also is amazing. Apart from that, you have access to community here, where you can post your queries, you can discuss amongst your batchmates, you can talk to your trainer, you can connect with your trainer easily with the help of community. So this is about your LMS. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shubham, for taking us through the learning environment of IIT Kanpur's professional certificate program in AI machine learning. Let me quickly share back my screen. So we basically share the learning environment, in which we covered how you can manage your curriculum, the live virtual classroom, labs and projects, tests and assessments, and much more, like capstone project, and basically the progress tracking, how you can unlock your certificates also is a part of the learning environment, and support tools. We have global leaders as program advisors here. We have program director. So Professor Amey Karkare, who's the Department of Computer Science Engineering director here of IIT Kanpur. So basically they make sure that Simplilearn is delivering as per the standards of IIT Kanpur. And also we'll be sharing the learner outcomes here. So interesting part is the previous classes have consisted of learners from world-class organizations and diverse industries. Diverse industries like IIT consultancy, others, and BFSIs, and hiring companies they come from. Amazon, Cognizant, Genpact, Deloitte, TCS, EY, Dell, Wells Fargo, and many more like that. As basically before we move on to the basically enrollment poll, actually I've shared a few questions with you, Shubham, because we actually have got a bulk volume of questions in the Q&A box. So maybe let's start with addressing few queries here about career in general program. So basically Wasim has asked, Wasim Qureshi, currently I am serving as a general science teacher. Should I join this program?
So since you have joined this webinar, it appears that you are inquisitive, you are interested to learn AI, and you are already a teacher. So I think you can build a career into AI teacher, AI trainer for sure, because teaching is something which you learn, that this skill you acquire over the period of time. You can't learn teaching through any crash course, right? So I think it is a good idea to learn AI and then teach people AI.
Thank you so much for answering that, Shubham. I hope Wasim that answers your question. We also have another question here from I think Gajjar. I'm not able to make out the name. Please correct me. So I'm 17 years old right now, and I'm already have learned Python, CSS, and some basic programming languages. What else do you prefer I can start, or what are the initial steps he can take?
Sure. I'm so happy to know that you are only 17 and you are so concerned about your career and your learning. So I believe if you are good with programming, you can build further on top of that by solving more complex problems. Apart from that, I think you should now focus on mathematical part as well. Mathematics, statistics, which will be very useful for machine learning, for deep learning. So build your basics of statistics now. And again, focus more on problem solving. Okay. So focus more on problem solving. Be a part of communities like Kaggle. Over there, you'll find many such AI enthusiasts as well as experts. So you should be a part of that community. On LinkedIn as well, you should follow such communities and stay abreast with the new development in the industry.
Thank you so much for answering that, Shubham. I hope that answers your question. Please do let us know on the chat or in the Q&A box. So we have one interesting question from Saurav Dev here. He says that, hi, I'm a 45-year-old BE electrical, PGDM in marketing, with 10 years of work experience and 8 years of career gap. Will this course help me restart my professional career anyway?
So let me start with a cliched statement: age is just a number. I'm also around 40, and believe me, I spend daily around 3 hours to learn new things.
That's
Daily
great.
3 hours I provide to learn new things. So age is just a number. If you are able to learn AI tools and techniques and complement the knowledge you have gained in the industry, you will definitely be able to get into a good job, and you can become a linchpin over there. Because I told you, domain knowledge again is very difficult to master in a few months or in a few years. Domain knowledge you gain when you go through the business nuances over the period of time. So that you already have. If you're able to complement that with AI skills, you can fetch a good job, and you can be indispensable over there as well, depending on how you push yourself. So I think that will definitely help you.
Thank you so much for answering that, Shubham. I'm definitely age is just a number, and staying curious, definitely is the approach, we all should take when it comes to, learning new things. Yes, we are getting a lot of questions here. As promised, I will be addressing all of those questions. We have a special duration for the Q&A part here. Before we move on, we have a quick poll question for you to understand your interest towards the IIT Kanpur's program in professional certificate program in AI machine learning. So we have covered you, and there is a bonus offer as well for attending the webinar. So there are two quick options here. You can let us know by voting for the option yes if you're interested in joining into the program, if you're interested in enrolling into the program. So as we have talked about the skills, the hottest career trends, upcoming in AI ML in 2024, you can basically pursue through this program here. And also the tools, the frameworks, the in-demand platforms, the capstone project you get to add to your portfolio. Also coming from a completely non-AML background, that helps you give that work experience which is required, when you get out there and you want to showcase some kind of experience. So are you interested in enrolling into the IIT Kanpur's professional certificate program in AI and machine learning? Please let us know through this poll here. So based on that, I'll be taking you through the enrollment steps of the program and sharing the program fee and the schedule for the upcoming cohorts here. Also, folks, just to make sure, so we only take a very limited folks, per cohort, in order to make sure that, getting all the attention that is required when you take up this program. So we only take 25 to 30 folks per cohort. So we have taken you through the learning environment of the program. We have taken you through, basically the electives here, which basically you get access to into the program, how this program goes step by step also. So as I was speaking, I saw a lot of interest towards enrollment here. So that's great. But I'll just give 15 seconds more for the folks who are still thinking about it. And let's not forget about the bonus offer for attending this webinar you'll be getting, through this basically program. So I'll just give 15 seconds more. And as we are speaking, we actually are getting more questions, volumes in the Q&A box here, which we'll be addressing in the Q&A part of the session in just few minutes. So keep the questions coming in. We'll be addressing your queries as much as possible. And also, we'll be taking you through the enrollment steps of the program as well. So let us know that, are you interested in enrolling into IIT Kanpur's professional certificate program in AI and machine learning? So you can see a quick poll on your screen here, which says, would you like to enroll into the program? That is how you can avail also the bonus offer which you'll be getting for attending this webinar here. I think someone has asked about the program fee. So I'll be sharing that in the upcoming slides. And also about basically a lot of questions about the program and AI/ML career in general. So we'll be taking those questions as well. Folks who are putting down their questions in the chat box here, I'm so sorry. We already have plenty of questions in the Q&A box. So if you want your queries to get answered, you can let us know in the Q&A box. We'll be taking questions from there. So folks have already shared, questions there beforehand. So we'll be going through step by step of those questions. Awesome. I think I'll just give 10 seconds more. Also, let's utilize this time, right? Let's utilize this time while folks are sharing their interest towards enrollment to the program through this poll. You can utilize this time by asking questions you have. You have joined the session because you're interested in AI/ML. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of questions. Even if it's a very simple, small question, please don't hesitate to ask. We will address all your queries as possible. And we are very eager to move towards the Q&A part of the session. Awesome. I think most of the folks have already shared their responses, their interest towards the enrollment in the poll here. So I'll just give 5 seconds more for the folks for basically if you want to share your interest in the program enrollment. And I'll be then moving on to the enrollment steps of the program. So 5 seconds more. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll. Thank you so much. We saw a lot of interest towards enrollment. And I think Saurabh is also saying, yes, my response is yes. So that's great. Let's move on to the enrollment steps here. For folks who have already shared their interest towards enrollment of the program, how does exactly it work? So you need to basically follow these 3 simple, easy steps. You need to submit an application to us at askus@simplilearn.net. Based on that, your application will be going for review based on the eligibility criteria for the program. And also based on that, you'll be getting admissions offer letter, and the learning consultants from Simplilearn will be contacting you. Based on the, basically, when do you plan to enroll is something I'll be asking you in the upcoming slide. So based on that, we'll be understanding when do you plan to enroll and reach out to you. Also, the enrollment schedule and the program fee for the program. So the next upcoming cohort for the program is 30th November. The induction classes start then. And the classes will be starting on 16th of December this year. The program fee for this IIT Kanpur's professional certificate program in AI and machine learning is 1,53,400, including taxes. And I think someone asked about if there are any EMI options available. So we do have that. You can avail that at just 5,220 rupees per month. Also, as I mentioned, that if you have any questions, if you need any more support, you can always reach out to us, ask@simplilearn.net. I'll just share that email ID quickly on the chat here in case you need this email ID. If you have any questions, you can let us know on this chat, this email ID here. And also, let me share the program link also in case I saw that a lot of folks have joined from different countries apart from India. So in case you want to look out for the basically what is the program fee, when are the upcoming cohorts for your own region, you can check out in this link which I've shared here. Also, as I've mentioned earlier, that the upcoming cohorts which we take, we only take 25 to 30 folks per cohort in order to make sure you're getting all the attention that is required in the program. For folks who have already shared their interest towards enrollment, I've just launched a quick poll before we move on to the Q&A part of the session. Then when do you plan to enroll? How soon do you plan to enroll into the program? You can see 4 quick options here. Immediately is the first option, second one within 3 months, third one within 6 months, and the last one more than 6 months from now. For folks who want to immediately join the upcoming cohort, they can choose the immediately as the option. For folks who are still thinking about it, have shared interest in enrollment, and they still basically are not sure when to start. So I would say you can select the within 3 months, within 6 months, more than 6 months from now option, because we have cohorts upcoming throughout the year. And I also told you about the limited seats option. So you can avail the bonus offer in this duration any time of the year. So that is not an issue at all. So I would suggest to select any of the later cohorts in case you are still planning, you're not sure when to start. So yeah, I think as I was speaking, folks have already started sharing. When do they plan to enroll? That's great. We'll be moving towards the Q&A part of the session and take more questions towards the end of the session. We have exceeded a few minutes of the session. Shubham, are you okay to give like 5 minutes more to address a few queries which folks have shared?
Sure. Not at all a problem.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll give 5 seconds more for the poll here, folks. So how soon do you plan to enroll into the program? This is for the folks who have already shared with us interest in enrollment in the poll, which was before this poll. So please do let us know in this poll, when do you plan to enroll? So this will give us understanding when do we exactly reach out to you, with the offer letter for joining the program. And also you can avail the bonus offer as well with the program. Awesome. I think I'll just give 5 seconds more. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll. Thank you so much for sharing. When do you plan to enroll? Now let's dive into the Q&A box here. So as we can see, we have gotten plenty of questions here. But so just to help you out, Shubham, what I'll do is I'll just put down those questions in the message box for you here, because it will be very hard to navigate questions. Okay, I think this is by Hussein here. This is the name I can make out from email ID. Please let me know if I'm not correct. So Hussein asked that you talked about hidden insights of data. Can you tell something more with examples?
Sure, Hussein. I'm very happy to see here that you listen to me so carefully. When I say hidden insights, I mean the insights which you're not able to figure out only by doing simple data manipulation. For example, you have data of your customers, banking customers. From that data, how can you figure out what type of customers actually are possible fraud customers, possible defaulters? With the help of simple data manipulation techniques, you're not able to relate different fields. You're only able to aggregate data, you're only able to filter the data for the required information. So you're able to do only limited things. But with the help of analytics, with the help of advanced algorithms, you are able to do much more than that. You are able to develop relationships, you are able to do the predictions. Okay. I'll give you one very simple example. Suppose you have last 10 years data, last 10 years revenue numbers of a company. With the help of simple techniques, you will only be able to find out the growth. You'll only be able to find out how big this quarter's revenue is as compared to previous quarters. But if you know analytics, you are able to figure out the trends. You are able to figure out seasonality in the data. You're able to figure out the cyclicity. And then you'll be able to do the forecasting for the future as well, that you're not able to do with basic data manipulation techniques. I hope it answers your question.
Thank you so much, Shubham, for explaining that in so much detail. Please let us know on chat here or in the Q&A box if you have any follow-up question or if it answers your query here. So I think the next one we have, I'm not able to make out the name from the email ID, but I'll just share the question here. So as a fintech student, what are the hottest skills that suits me?
So as a fintech student, you can learn credit risk modeling. A lot is covered in that. Risk is a very important aspect to measure from various perspectives in finance. So credit risk modeling is a very important skill to have for a fintech student.
Thank you so much for answering that. We have like 2 questions here. One is by Rupesh. What computer languages are required to learn for AI or ML engineer? And I think by Theo, we have what roadmap would you suggest to me to become an ML engineer and AI developer all together? So I think it's or, but it's written and. So yeah.
Life going forward is very easy for you, my friend. You can start with Python, and most of the framework are built on top of Python, so it is going to be easy for you. So you should not be targeting too many languages to learn. You can start with Python, master one language, master one tool, and the next will become very easy for you. So take baby steps. Don't get overwhelmed. You will hear too many things, but start with Python, and then you'll be able to pick up the rest very easily.
I hope that answers your question. Thank you so much for taking that. Let's quickly browse through the questions here. We actually have answered a lot of these questions. So I think this question we get a lot in the AIML sessions. Can AI affect the jobs of cybersecurity?
So AI will definitely have impact on all the fields. It is having impact. It will have its impact, but the roles will change. It will actually augment uh, the current ways of working, and it will remove the redundancies, and we as human beings will be able to focus on more challenging, more logical aspects of problem solving. Okay, so that way it will impact everywhere. It's not about cybersecurity only.
Thank you so much for taking that, Shubham. Let us know on chat if it answers your basically question. Let us know on Q&A box or the chat box. We have one question from Nirmit here, Shubham. I'll just share with you on chat. Nirmit has asked that, hi, good evening. Basically, please ask any industrial application is developed based on deep learning neural network, like how much friction introduced by metal during processing process?
It's a good question, Nirmit. In fact, mechanical engineering in mechanical engineering, AI is used big time nowadays. In automobile engineering, AI is used big time. So if I'm in touch with many AI teams which are working in mechanical engineering space, and these kind of aspects are addressed with the help of neural networks and traditional algorithms as well. Okay, so if you are from mechanical engineering domain, I'm sure if you learn AI, you'll be able to contribute and add value to your organization and to your industry.
Thank you so much for taking that question. I think we'll take one last question because we already have extended 10 minutes, Shubham. So this is by Deep Maheshwari. Says that completed my graduation few months back in BSc IIT and currently looking for jobs, internship or related things in the field of AIML. What should I do?
So since you already have a background in IT, computer languages and mathematics is not something new for you. You can definitely go for an AI course. You can definitely go for a data science course, and that you can show on your resume. That will definitely add value, because BSc IT only without any job does not exhibit, that does not show that you are industry ready, but doing a professional course will definitely help the cause. You'll be able to show people that yes, you are industry ready.
Thank you so much for answering that question, Shubham. I think that is the last one we will be able to take. So sorry, folks. We have tried addressing most of your queries here. So now about the program here. So folks who have already shared their interest towards enrollment, which I saw a lot of you. And also folks basically who have shared with us how soon do you plan to enroll. We would love to know if you need assistance into enrolling to the program here. So there are two quick options here, yes or no. You can let us know with that. I would suggest take the extra help, right? Take the extra help you're getting from Simplilearn's learning consultant who can help you if you have any questions about the program in much more detail. So I'll just give 10 seconds for the poll here. You can let us know on this poll, basically, if you need assistance in enrolling the program. Also, we addressed almost all your queries as much as possible. We also extended the session for 10 more minutes for you folks to address most of your queries here. So would love to first of all thank Shubham, taking the time out for the industry masterclass today and sharing with us the popular AI/ML tools and frameworks, in the upcoming year 2024, and also taking us to the skills, the career paths, the hottest trends here. So thank you so much, Shubham, for taking the time out and taking us through an interesting session here. Would you like to say something to the audience before we end the session?
Thank you so much, Rasha, for having me here. It is very interesting to interact with the AI enthusiasts. Thank you.
Thank you once again. And also, thank you so much, folks, for being an amazing audience here. And we saw how much engaging questions, interesting questions you basically have put down for us to answer. That made basically the session much more interesting. And so sorry if we were not able to answer all of your queries, but we'll do a lot of these sessions, throughout the month. So basically, you can check out more upcoming sessions. I'll just share the link with you folks here. If you want to check out the upcoming webinars with us, you can check out in this link here. We actually have another AI/ML session at 9 p.m. So folks, if you want to join that, you can join that as well. And also, folks, if you have any questions, if you require further assistance or inquiries about the webinar, the career, basically career in general, AI/ML or program in general, you can let us know in this mail ID. You can mail to us at ask@ctn.net. I'm just sharing that mail ID here once again. Your learning journey is a priority, and we are here to support you every step of the way. So thank you so much once again for joining us and being an amazing audience here. So thank you so much, folks. Also, as I said, that we have another webinar lined up at 9 p.m. In case you want to join that session, you can join that session as well. So thank you so much. You can find that in the link I've shared here. And we'll be ending the session now. Also, you're getting a post-webinar survey email in case you want the webinar certificate for this basically webinar industry masterclass. You can put down your full name there. Based on that only, we can give you the webinar certificate. So thank you so much. I'll be ending the session now. Once again, have a good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're joining us from. Thank you. Thank you.